Hi, my name is Michael. My pen name is Michael Laurealus. I'm going to be writing a series of books called The World of You. Basically, it's an inspiration which concerns you, it concerns me, and it concerns spirit. I'm entering it into this next top author competition, and my author number is 1233 in the voting process. And I would like to ask you to vote for me in this competition. I would like to have my book published. I would like to win it. I think it could help a lot of people. The background for this, actually a series of books called The World of You, started back in the early 1980s in a subjective meditation which I was taking at the time, and I got a magnificent breakthrough. I was an artist at the time. I was painting music. I would listen to music, I would visualize it, I would see it, and I would paint it. After one of my meditations, I got a grand vision, a magnificent inspiration about culture, about how things could be if spirit and the material world were connected in a very harmonious fashion. They're not connected like that right now. We can see the economic problems we have. You can see the problems of poverty that we have, the problems of disease. There's something missing. There's a big gap. One of those gaps is the gap between technology, which has advanced tremendously in the last decades, and the humanities, which have not advanced. For whatever reasons they have not advanced, we'll pass on right now, but there are solutions. The World of You will contain solutions to some of these problems. It will bridge the gap between the humanities and bring them forward to the level of technology and maybe beyond. And we'll be using technology to actually bridge this gap. Now, some of the things which are in the book will be about economics, they will be about spirit, they will be about culture, about art, aesthetics, creativity. There are many, many subjects to be covered. And I want to put them actually into a story, not totally a fiction story, but a spiritual fiction type of story, if you like, which contains the wisdom anyway. So people are not forced to accept what I say in a textbook type of fashion, but it'll be couched in a very fascinating story. I won't go into the details right now, but let's say that the first subtitle of the book series will be called The Timeless Chronicles of Ithius. Now, the word Ithius there is made from a word combination, I, sooth, I meaning spirit or the divine, the word sooth, which comes from Old English, which means wisdom, and then I again, which could mean the individual. And so it's basically the divine giving wisdom to the individual. And that's what I'm calling Ithius, and that's what I'm calling the source of what this grand vision is. It is a very grand vision, and it's a wonderful vision. It contains some magnificent information, wisdom, which we don't have yet. I would not be writing it if we already had this information in our spiritual libraries already. We've got some magnificent books in our spiritual libraries. This will be a new one. There's nothing like this ever happened before, and I'm very proud to be authoring it. The notes are all done. It just needs to be written now. It's funny because when the first inspiration came through, it came through as such a gigantic concept, such a simple, magnificent, harmonious concept, but you know, it couldn't be put into words. It was too big, it was too simple. Since that time, early 1980s, at random times of the day and night, I would get a little tiny piece of the puzzle coming through. A little phrase here and there, a little guideline here and there. Sometimes a magnificent definition would come through, a completely new definition for the word culture, which will open it up and give the individual spiritual power back again in the world. And that's what I want to do. I want to help the world be a better place, for sure. I think my book can do that. So, since that time of the grand vision, the little pieces of puzzle kept coming through one by one by one. In the daytime, in the night, and I used to write them down. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So they are the notes which are going to make up this book series. I think you're going to love it. I'd like to ask you to vote for me in this particular competition, and I thank you for your time and for your attention. Goodbye.